Hi guys, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. This is youtube.com/AdamMcKola. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. But right now, we're getting stuck into this latest news that Jose Mourinho has signed a new contract at Manchester United. Yes, I was going to say it's come a little bit out of the blue, but it hasn't, because we've kind of expected Jose Mourinho to be signing a new contract at Manchester United anytime soon. And now that contract has been signed, keeping him at the club until 2020, although the club have an option for an extra year, which would keep him until 2021. To be honest, I kind of thought the contract would be at least until like 2021 itself. It kind of is anyway, because then United can just trigger it at any time. But it's strange that they just extended it by a year. But it has been extended, which is great news. It's what Jose Mourinho wanted. He seemed a little bit upset about things in November, December. When you heard those talks about Paris Saint-Germain, constant links. Now, I never took them seriously, but I did kind of think this guy's playing with the press, trying to get a new contract at Manchester United. Maybe he's been promised a few things in terms of a new contract at a certain point, a review at a certain point, or certain players that he wanted to sign. But now Jose Mourinho is happy to commit his future, and that makes me happy, because that means he's happy to continue at the club. He's happy with the board. He's happy with his transfer policy, his scouting policy, his training, everything. He's happy with if he's signed that extension. So absolutely great news for Manchester United fans. Jose Mourinho has signed a new contract until 2020. Now, I haven't seen any of the quotes, anything yet. My head's been stuck in the laptop. I've been doing a little video on Premiere Pro for FTD, but my head's been stuck in there, so I've been making that. Now, I was making that about the first 100 games under Jose Mourinho, because we're approaching that point in his career. So I've been having a look back at the way we've been up and down with Jose Mourinho, trying to figure out what game 50 was, what game 40, what was game 60. So I've been doing all that, and it's kind of prepped me for this video, because I'm now, having looked at all those kind of things, ready to talk about Jose's first part of his career, these last 18 months. And I think Jose Mourinho has been very, very good for Manchester United in these first couple of months. 18 months as manager, his first season and a half. I think when you look at what happened before he came, and when you look at where we are now, there's been vast improvements. When you look at his transfers have all been spot on. You'd argue Mkhitaryan and Lindelof are the two that there were question marks over, but we've just swapped one of those for one of the best players in the league, in Alexis Sanchez. And of course, Victor Lindelof can still prove himself. And like Daniil Fetisov says, what a week it is for Manchester United fans. We've had a great week this week. Of course, it would have been nicer if Man City dropped some points in the league. That didn't happen, so of course we're still in the same position in that regard. But it has been a very, very good week. And if you look at where we were before he took charge, we had just won the FA Cup, which was great, but we were sitting outside the top four. We weren't in the top four, which was a disappointment. We never had Champions League football. We did just win the FA Cup after a long time. That was great, but it wasn't what we wanted. You looked at the squad, and it was a mixture of Sir Alex Ferguson's squad, David Moyes' squad, and Louis van Gaal's squad, and it felt like the signings never really had much of a plan. So the team was a bit imbalanced, a little bit uneven. The quality wasn't high enough. And Jose Mourinho's come in. He's brought in the likes of Zlatan Pogba, which in his first season raised the levels up to here. Raised those levels up to here. And then brought in Bailly, who was a fantastic coup as well, despite his injuries. Brought in the likes of Matic as well. He was a fantastic signing. Romelu Lukaku, Alexis Sanchez. So his signings have been quality. Now, the one complaint that Manchester United fans have had is maybe our approach in some big games. But we should have expected this from Jose Mourinho. This is Jose Mourinho. So I don't think we can complain then about, oh, this isn't great, look at the way we play. Of course, it's disappointing at times when maybe we don't attack enough. But I do think that's a little bit tired too, because I do think we actually do attack a lot of the time. In 75%, 80% of our games, we're the most dominant team in those games, attacking and pressing and trying to get goals. So to say that he's not an attacking manager would be unfair. Of course, he's more counter-attacking than all-out attack, but he's more counter-attacking than he is defensive as well. He hasn't been that defensive for Manchester United. There's been one or two games, And apparently they've come in big games, which has been disappointing. The likes of Chelsea, the likes of Liverpool. But ultimately, Manchester United have improved under Jose Mourinho. Ultimately, we've got the second most amount of goals in the league this season. We're sitting second in the league. We've got joint best defensive record. We've just signed Alexis Sanchez. We finished top of our Champions League group. We're still in the FA Cup. We won the League Cup last year. We got knocked out at the quarter-final stages this year. Yes, it was disappointing that it was against Bristol City, but okay, things like that happen. You're not going to win the League Cup 2 years on the bounce. It's very unlikely. So that happened. But when you look at where we are in a very, very good position. And when you look at the team that we've got as well, we've got a lot to look forward to as Manchester United fans. Of course, some players that some would argue are still there at the moment, and you know they've still got to decide to are they going to stay? Are they going to become Manchester United players, or are they going to move on? What's going to go on? Is Jose going to chop a few more like he has been ruthless with Mkhitaryan? Or what's happening in that aspect? So of course, we've got to look at things like that. And the squad's still got to be improved. I'd say we're done in this January transfer window. I'd say in the summer, we'll probably see 3 or 4 leave, 2 or 3 come in. Probably a few of the loan guys come back. And you'd say that it's been an improvement in our squad, improvement in our fortunes, improvement in the team, improvement in the mentality. We went on a home unbeaten run that stretched, that hadn't been equaled for about 60, 70 years. It was a fantastic run that we went on at Old Trafford. And of course, it was disappointing that had been beaten by Manchester City. But at the moment in the league, they are the only team that are better than us. And we can bridge that gap. Buying Alexis Sanchez in January is part of us bridging that gap. We've got to continue to bridge that gap and continue to improve. But of course, Manchester City as well, they might not hold this level for the same amount of time. Next season will be different. It'll be a new season. And I think ultimately, whilst we would have wanted to be closer to City or be top of the league this season, when you take everything into consideration, Jose Mourinho has improved Manchester United. He's put silverware on the table. He became the first ever manager to win silverware in his first season. And I mean proper silverware. League Cup, Europa League were counted as that. And he is the man for Manchester United. He is the man for Manchester United. So I'm delighted by this news. Obviously, you guys know I haven't always been Jose Mourinho's #1 fan. But I think at this moment in time, he's shown that we deserve to stand by this guy. He's shown that he deserves our backing and deserves our support. He has shown that he is the man to lead Manchester United forward and to more trophies. And I'm excited for the future under Jose Mourinho. I really am. And you only got to look at everything else that's going on at the moment to see that we are moving in the right direction. So absolutely buzzing with that. What are you guys saying? I'm going to get into the comments right now. People mentioning that we need another midfielder. That's fair enough. I totally understand that. Do you think Ozil will come in the summer, says Rifleman? There's been links with him signing a new contract at Arsenal, but that's yet to be signed. Whilst he hasn't, I totally believe the rumours could be true. We could actually, you know, sign Mesut Ozil. But at this moment in time, I'm not looking at signings at all. We got to look at what we've got at the club, because I believe this is what we're going to go with. Apart from Axel Tuanzebe, who today completed his transfer on loan to Aston Villa. I love that when he got interviewed by Aston Villa's in-house interviewer, they asked him, what do you want to do here? And he was just like, get promoted. I love that attitude. But yeah, he's teamed up with Stevie Bruce at Aston Villa, and he'll go there now. He'll play alongside likes of John Terry, but I doubt he will play in centre half. They've got centre backs. I think he might be playing in defensive mid or at full back. But as long as he's getting minutes on the pitch, as long as he's playing games, as long as he's getting football, we need that for Axel Tuanzebe. Jose Mourinho spoke about Axel Tuanzebe recently, and he mentioned how good he was, how disappointed he was that he couldn't give him more minutes. Now, me personally, I found it funny because I feel like Axel is probably better than some players that he has given minutes to. But nevertheless, it's great to hear him speak positively about Axel Tuanzebe. And Axel, along with Andreas Pereira, along with Timothy Fosu-Mensah as well, I hope they all come back to Manchester United in the summer, ready to fight for a place in the squad. Kelly has just joined and she wants a quick recap. Thank you for joining, Kelly. Tactical shows in the house. Che Clark, Jovan, SAM, Jay Reed, Lock Watson, Tactical Show, Dizzy Red Devil, Ananthu. Everyone's in the comments. Sorry if my voice is going to go. I'm feeling really ill today. But yeah, just to recap, Jose Mourinho has signed a new contract at Manchester United. And as you can see from the title and from the thumbnail as well, it is until 2020, his new contract. United have the option to extend that by an extra year, which can be done. But United have extended his contract by a year till 2020. And that will be great news to most Manchester United fans. I doubt there's anyone that's disappointed in this time. Even people that have in the past doubted Jose Mourinho, because I think it's the right move to make for Manchester United. Now I'm going to get on the website and I'm going to read out Jose Mourinho's quotes as well. He says, "I am really honoured and proud to be Manchester United manager. I would like to say a big thank you to the owners and to Mr. Woodward for the recognition of my hard work and dedication. I'm delighted that they feel and trust..." Where's that gone now? "I'm delighted they feel and trust that I'm the right manager for this great club for the foreseeable future. We have set very high standards, winning 3 trophies in 1 season. But those are the standards I expect my team to aim for. We are creating the conditions for a brilliant and successful future for Manchester United. My thanks, of course, go to the staff, players. Without their empathy and friendship, this wouldn't be possible. I love my players and it's a pleasure to know that we are going to be together for at least the next 3 years. And I cannot finish without thanking the fans for their support, for making me feel at home so quickly. I repeat, to be the Manchester United manager is an honour every day, and I am really, really happy." I love that. Of course, they're going to say those kind of things when they become manager and they sign their new contracts and they sign their new deals and all that stuff. But it's great to hear it from Jose Mourinho. It's great to hear that he's happy as well. You hear all those rumours saying he's not happy, he's this, that and the other. The boy's happy at Manchester United. First Manchester United manager to win to win any competitive trophy in his first season. He got 2 of them. I think he's the man to bring the league title back to Old Trafford. We're obviously unlikely to be this season, but I do think he's the man to bring back the Premier League trophy and bring 21 league titles on the board. We will be at the game tomorrow at the Yeovil match. My preview's already up for that with Bolt, Scribs and Marks, so go and check that out after we've just finished here. Danny Mann says, "Isn't it just a 1-year contract extension?" It basically is, but he's signed a new deal because there wasn't a clause for an extension in the last one, I don't believe. He's also been promised 3 signings, I heard, says Abdi. Pep to PSG, the money guy, says Viraj. Thiago and Pjanic, says Andre, just randomly. I'm guessing he wants Manchester United to sign them. What is the most realistic outcome for this year regarding silverware, says Bradley? I think it would be the FA Cup. We're close to 46,000, says Demo. We are very close to 46,000. If you're not subscribed, there's 513 people watching at the moment. I'm guessing at least 100, 200, 300 of you aren't subscribed. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. It won't stop you from watching this video, and you can do it while you watch. If you're already subscribed, then bang that like button. Alex says Domino's or Pizza Express. I'd have to go with Pizza Express, but those are the best 2 pizza chains when you take into consideration Pizza Hut is absolute garbage. Happy for Jose, exciting times for United, says Dreams. Does this mean the board will start backing Jose, says Raheb? Start backing Jose? What do you mean, like buying Alexis Sanchez? Is that not backing him? Is it? I don't get how you can say that. Adam, why don't you post on Snapchat? I'll try and be more active on Snapchat. My Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook is all the same. It's just AdamMcKola, same as on YouTube. So if you're looking for me on any of those things, then of course you can find me there. Adam, what does the 2020 mean? Says Brylan. The 2020 means that's when his contract will expire in the year 2020. He can, of course, as well extend that for a year with Manchester United. I think Manchester United have the clause to trigger that. Bad Brad, you haven't missed much, mate. We've just been discussing Jose Mourinho's new contract at Manchester United. He's signed an extension which will keep him at the club until 2020 at the earliest. United can, of course, trigger the contract extension which will keep him at the club until 2021. Yes, 24 is right. You missed me doing the fandango to the news that Jose signed a new contract. Jose will win us the Champions League, says Omar Lewis. Part of the bus 2020, says 94. He's saying, I'm guessing he's not a Manchester United fan, or he might be someone that just hates Jose. Is Griezmann still a reality, or is it off to Barca, says Marco Ramos? The way I look at that is that Griezmann's agents are now trying to find him other offers. If Manchester United have pulled out because of the fact we've got Sanchez, or we've just gone cold with him, it may be that he's looking for a new destination for his client. So he's just putting the feelers out there. That's how I looked at it, but you never know. Could the Nations League trigger a winter break in the Premier League, says Colby? I'm not too sure. What is that Nations League anyway? Is it just more glorified friendlies? Is that what it is? So that will replace some of the friendlies? I don't know. Will they still have friendlies and have that? I don't get it. What the hell's going on? Dave says, great news. Ronak is in the house. Mo Wada is in the house. Bradley's in the house. Stats show that Jose has given the most minutes to academy players this year. Does that mean United have changed him, says Bradley? I'll leave that question to you guys. Stu Clancy says 4-0 tomorrow. De Gea next with a contract extension, says Darren. I hope that's the next one they're working on. I hope that's the next one they're working on. Would like to see Shang at the next pre-season trip. Yeah, I don't mind him being on a pre-season. Nothing wrong with the youngsters going on pre-season. Good chance for them to mingle and blend in with the first team squad and to become proper integrated. So yeah, haven't got a problem with that. I love Jose, but I want the old witty press conference Jose. I think he has been more chirpy and more witty in his press conferences recently. Obviously, you only get to see the clips when he blasts someone or something like that. But I do think he has been more relaxed in some of his press conferences. Champions League this year, says Ankit. Whilst we have signed Sanchez, it's easy to get carried away. We're still not the favourites for the trophy, and it still takes some doing to win it. But there's no reason why not. We are Manchester United. We've got Jose Mourinho. And of course, we've got a very, very strong team as well. So there's no reason why we can't. But let's be real. We're not favourites to be winning the trophy under Jose Mourinho at this moment in time. Maybe in a few more years. That's where we want to get to under Jose Mourinho. And I think by 2019, we have to hopefully have won the league by that point and be in a position where we can say, yes, this Manchester United side will challenge for the Premier League. Well, not for the Premier League. We should be challenging now, but challenge for the Champions League. We can expect to challenge at that point. We can't really do that right now. So, yeah. But Jose's won it with lesser sides. Jose won it with Inter and Porto. So if he can win it with them, he can win it with us. Bradley says, apart from the obvious De Gea, who would you want us to give a new contract to next? I would like to see Herrera and Mata signed up to new deals. Daley Blind as well is a personal one, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him leave. Who else? Let's just give Pogba one for the sake of it. De Gea, obvious. Who else's contracts are ticking down? I'm not too sure. Sam says he finally gets to watch one of my live streams. Thank you very much for tuning in, Sam. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate all of you. Do you think Pogba is going to have a contract upgrade potentially next year? I'm sure Mino Raiola will be on the case. God Bandicoot says he wants Mata to get a new contract deal. And today marks 4 years since Juan Mata joined the club in what was David Moyes' greatest ever move in bringing him to the club. Why haven't we seen Sanchez since the announcement, says SAM. I'm guessing it's Sam, but there's a space between the S and the AM, so I'm not too sure. But I'm guessing United have just had behind the closed doors training sessions. They've probably been working on things tactically, because what you've got to think about is after Friday, I'd guess the players have a rest on Saturday because it'll be a late trip back. They'll probably be back in training on Sunday. We've then got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to work before we've got that game against Spurs. So it could be a case that Jose Mourinho is also, working on tactics ahead of that game as well. So he's opted to have the training sessions behind closed doors, without photographers, without cameramen present. It is a possibility for that to happen. De Gea should be captain or vice captain, says Mr. Chavone. This is the best Manchester United channel, says Anthony Thomas. Thank you very much, mate. This and Full Time Devils, obviously. Full-time Devils is number 1, but this is a close second. Your thoughts on Tuanzebe to Villa, says Brad. I think it's a good move for Tuanzebe. Hope he plays week in, week out. Hope he gets lots of minutes under his belt. And I hope he returns to Manchester United better off for it, because I've got high hopes for him, Fosu and Pereira. And I'm hoping to make part of the squad next season. We've now got 600 people in the house. Guys, like, subscribe, share, comment. If you haven't done one, then do the other. You know what to do. The news today: Jose Mourinho has signed a new contract at Manchester United, which will keep him at the club until 2020 at the minimum. United can also trigger an extension, which will go until 2021. But Jose Mourinho has signed his new deal that has been rumoured for a very, very long time. And he's delighted to have signed that contract, and he's really, really happy to be Manchester United manager for at least another year. Although I'm guessing United would like to at some point trigger that deal. Jose Mourinho said, "To be Manchester United manager is an honour every day, and I'm really happy." And Ed Woodward said, "Jose has already achieved a great deal as Manchester United manager, and I'm delighted he's agreed to extend his commitment until at least 2020. His work rate, professionalism are exceptional, and he has embraced the club's desire to promote top quality young players to the first team. He's brought an energy and a sense of purpose to everything that he has done, and I'm sure that he will continue to bring results for the fans and the club." And I really do think he will do that as well, because I think he's been absolute quality for Manchester United. Yes, he's got one or two things wrong. Who doesn't get one or two things wrong? But in the main, he's been very good for the club. And in the main, Manchester United have improved under his stewardship, and we continue to improve under his stewardship as well. Almost 100 games for Jose Mourinho, a new contract to boot, and Manchester United, everything seems to be going well for us at this moment in time. We need to keep that going with victory at Yeovil tomorrow. Now, the Yeovil preview is up on my channel, youtube.com/AdamMcKola, with both Scribs and Marks. If you've already seen that, then check out the podcast. If you already heard that, then go and check out a Full-Time Devils Yeovil preview as well. I wasn't in that one, so it's a bit different to our one here. Of course, as well, subscribe to Full-Time Devils. Subscribe to this channel as well. We're trying to hit 50k ASAP. But all that is left for me to say is Jose Mourinho is a Red for at least an extra year until 2020. Manchester United, things are feeling good at the moment, right? And I'm AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.